Right. So I just want to be honest, just talk to you guys, and I don't understand what's going on right now. I don't know why there is so much negativity in the chats. I don't know why you guys are. I don't know what's going on. From my position, we've just had an AMA which didn't go to plan. Bad days in the office happen. We are using our resources on so many things right now behind the scenes that the AMA was not prepped well. We had technical issues to begin with. It threw us all off. Also, just so you guys know the whole situation, we have many members of the team, all having large or small roles in the team. Now, a lot of the members are very excitable. They're very passionate about the project. They I throw it out to our team to ask them if any of you are comfortable, I'd love you to come on and speak to the community. This doesn't always have to be so formal and professional, but I understand that today was a level below what it should be. The today was not structured well. Our points weren't reflected correctly, and sometimes this happens, and we are learning every single day. We're evolving, we're growing together as a group. We've got the tools and everything in place to make this a success. And I don't know why people are having negativity towards us, because you've listened to our previous AMAs. You know, you know so much about what we like as human beings. You know we're not here doing anything wrong. Mistakes happen, and this is a new company. Imagine each and every one of you if you had been thrusted into a position of running a company, and we're doing it because we want to. But at the same time, this is brand new for us, guys. Like, it's really scary. There's a lot to do. There's so many little things behind the scenes that need to come together for this to work. And with me in particular, I will never ever sacrifice those little things being done correctly for us to build a strong foundation to for this project. A lot of you are here for that pump and a dump that you initially wanted with a hype coin. We are getting those kinds of pumps like you saw over the last week with our previous AMA. This is a really complicated project, and sometimes the AMAs are built up to be more than what they should be. And realistically, every week, these are small updates for our community. We don't have huge groundbreaking things for you every week, because these things take time to build, and it takes time to get the people in the correct positions to build these things. We're confident we can make them because the guys we have on the team existing have experience doing this in one way or another. So we know it's achievable. We've spoken to developers who have told us it's achievable in the timeframes we want it achieved in. But just a lot of small things have to come into play, especially when you're in a team with 50 people, with a development team, a marketing team, and there's so many different aspects of people wanting us to give them a marketing update. But truthfully, that week we might not have made a lot of progress on the marketing side because we've had other more urgent things to focus on, and our resources have gone into that. Remember, we're not there's not unlimited amount of us. We have our outside team, which outer team, which is daily managing the socials and updating and really corresponding with me on what the daily on our daily tasks, and coordinating our community to promote certain aspects and certain areas. Then there's the internal groups of specific sectors. So we have the sector working on the NFTs every day, having discussions about what our NFTs are going to look like, how they're going to be implemented in our ecosystem, and um, what utilities they're going to have, and we're all looking at them. We're all really tech savvy, so we know what looks good, we know what looks cool. So you can trust that we're going to release the coolest looking collectible NFTs for you on that side. The launch pad, the launch pad is something huge. It's like a pre-sale launch pad for you guys to buy projects from. But to create a launch pad, it takes a lot of processes, And it takes a lot of planning, first of all, to even start the build of it. It takes long conversations with a developer, multiple developers, because they're not only building the smart contracts and the back end structure from bottom to top, there's also they have to coordinate with the developers that are building the front end interface. And then a blockchain developer has to work to implement both things together to for them to work in synchronicity. So it's so complicated to even start, but we have the people in place to do it. So it's not these projects when you're looking at these major projects out there, they have taken years and years of development and years to form a group of individuals to be able to facilitate this type of a project. We have somehow landed in a miracle where 70% of that team has already been formed and is already firing and maintaining a project like this with a community this large. And we've only been doing this in 10 weeks, so we have these small slip ups. And today we weren't prepared, and I can honestly admit we weren't prepared. On top of that, we had technical issues. On top of that, we had team members wanting to be part of the presentation really at the last minute. And I guess it's my fault because I said yes, I've got a heart and I want people to be involved in AMAs. And sometimes it's not the right decision. And it's something today I've learned from. And straight after the AMA, we had intense talks. I got a telling off from another senior member saying, look, at the end of the day, you're going to be a CEO and you need to stand up. And the truth is, guys, look at truthfully with me as the person who's going to stand up as your CEO. I have been thrust into this position with yes, natural leadership skills, yes, given this project a vision, and yes, all the belief and drive to make it a reality. But at the same time, I am a human being as well, and mistakes are made. And I've never been in this position before. I've never had to face the fact of coming public and showing my face off to thousands and thousands of people. This is as much as you guys say this is an investment and this is what you need to do for your investment and to get investors on board. You also have to realize that I and the team we never initially created this or aligned ourselves to be in a position to take a company to the moon. We have been thrust in this position through belief and passion, and the deeper and deeper we get, the more things we experience and more problems we have to solve, and we're getting through everything together. There's you guys, I'm telling you now, like the pure core of what's going on. We're not lying to you. This is a vision for us. This is a working product, is evolving every single day. We're today I got told off and said, listen, you need to stand up and start showing some authority inside because yes, there is miscommunications going on internally as well. And this is all part and parcel of a newly developing company and a new group of people that have formed an organization that are learning to work with each other. And where you as investors should have belief and not be upset and not causing FUD and all of the like, guys, it breaks my heart. Like with how much we're working to then after one bad day to see the community just flipping on us is so upsetting. We haven't done anything wrong realistically. We've just been human and we've made a mistake. And we're going to do what we can to rectify it. And we're not doing anything else with our lives with this. So we will focus on it and we will improve from it. And you can see that ever since we've taken over, we're making steps. We're doing our best to show you what we are. And starting AMAs and doing these weekly AMAs is new for all of us. So as we go on, we'll get more polished and more refined. But look at how polished we are to begin with. Still a lot more better and presentable than many other companies. And have a look for yourself to see what other AMAs are like and that they're structuring. Today was a bad day for us, but it was still better than a lot of other stuff out there. But still, we have high expectations, and we should hold you to. We should always have keep to those expectations. I am going to just open up the chat right now just to get some questions out the way. I want to just tell you everything, just tell you, give you guys the comfort you need. I'm going to just ask 5 questions. I don't want to spend too much time. Um, hopefully I've calmed you guys down. Truthfully, I don't. This is the truth. I I don't know why this live had even started. Internally in the chat, I had just been told that, look, someone's on live Discord, and it's good that you go on, if anyone, to go and talk to them. So I didn't know what context this conversation had. I didn't know anything. I don't even know whether I've been speaking on a complete random tangent to what you were listening to with thingy Tower, who came on the chat to talk to you. But anyway, this is my side of the story. I'm going to answer some questions, so please ask away. Jagic, you know what, Jagic? I want to save you to my last question because I value your questions and I know it will be something that I could probably de-stress to while answering that question. So I'm going to start with KSPG.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi there.
Yeah, I wanted to know because you guys are developing an app, and I have experience as a QA tester, and I want to help you guys find bugs and help you guys troubleshoot stuff. So I want to know, like, how can I be a part of that?
Okay, well, the way you can be a part of it, and thank you for doing this right now because I can facilitate it for you right now. So, first of all, what we'd need to do is I'd need to have a chat with you and find out your background and just verify who you are
Okay.
and what experience you have. As soon as I am comfortable with that and I think you'd be a benefit to the team, I would then speak to Will, who is in charge of the app and who is actively developing it right now and has the beta and I'm not sure if the community has seen the video, but there should have been a video sent released that you guys could have seen screenshots. I would then speak to him and see if he required your assistance, and then potentially get you two in touch with each other to talk to each other. And then you would then have direct contact to have an informal chat with the developer of that part of our platform. And I would then leave it up to him as a senior core member to decide whether it was valuable to have you on our team and whether you could aid us and work with us.
All right, perfect.
So yeah, I'm sure he's listening right now. So if you don't mind, actually, just so that I don't forget, if you could just send me, I'm not sure if you've got me on Telegram, but if you could just send me a
No, I have
DM.
to get on that. Yeah, I have to get on
Okay,
Telegram.
well, if not on Telegram, then you can send me a DM here. I've got so many DMs already I can see from from the AMA. So might take a day to get to you, but I will get to you.
All right, no problem. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anything else you wanted to ask?
Nope. For the time being, that's it.
Nice one, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna go to Jay Julian. Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hi there. Actually, I'm not even sure why I'm on the chat. Of course, I listened to what you say actually, but I wasn't supposed to ask any questions.
Well, you're here now and you've got the stage, so you should try and make the most of it, really.
Well, I'm actually what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here riding the waves. So it is what it
Yeah.
is. You know, you have ups,
How
you have
how
downs. As
how
you say,
how are you feeling ultimately?
well, I'm quite relaxed actually because you can't just expect to be on a peak at the time because you got to have dips to actually have a peak. That's
Yeah,
basically what I see.
it's true. It's quite hard for us inside because as much as we don't want to pay attention to the negativity because we know it's baseless, um it's we have to speak to our community and be trustful because we know internally we're not doing anything wrong and we're trying our best, but at the same time obviously we're not giving that the community are don't obviously don't feel like we're showing them enough. So how do you feel with someone like me actually coming on and talking like this and telling you, having a heart to heart with the community? Does it make you feel better about your investment and the situation?
Definitely. What
Okay.
I'd say is actually a huge asset having someone like you, because you go out there, you're being righteous, you go in there in front of the people, and you're actually able to do a one-on-one with them. So I'm very
Mm.
comfortable with that. Even if you said you did some mistakes or the team did some mistakes, the fact you can actually go in there, you can revise, and then you can say, okay, well, we've learned.
Yeah, that's the
Let's
thing.
move on.
I'm never worried to come on a live chat or talk because I don't have to prepare because I don't need to prepare anything to say to you guys. I'm very comfortable telling you the true position that we're in and also to just to educate people to understand how these companies work and are built together to realize it doesn't happen overnight. To make it happen properly, it just takes a lot of pieces to come together and these pieces are coming together. But yeah, I just need the community to know that just trust in us. It's quite really sad sometimes, but I guess it's part and part of the parcel. This is what happens in crypto, and you have to be able to make yourself available to calm the community down at these times, I guess.
It happens in all kinds of business. I deal with audio. I have my own audio company, and if we do something wrong, actually, if the customer does something wrong, all of a sudden we get put on blast on Facebook, and we hear tons of shit, and everyone
Yeah.
basically forgets the 99% that we did 100%
Mm.
immaculate. But
I said,
there's a
I
new day
said,
tomorrow, and you can be happy then.
yeah, definitely. Thank you, Jay, for a nice,
You're
pleasant chat,
welcome.
and I'll hopefully speak to you soon.
Likewise.
Bye,
Take
mate.
care.
Bye.
Hey, Ultra. I
Hey,
think that Keyway Vert wants to talk, and people seems to want him to talk too. So
who?
I'll invite him.
Yo, can you hear me?
Hi, Kai.
What's up, Ultra? First of all, big fucking fan, bro. I love you. You're the face behind this token. I appreciate everything that you do. With that
Oh,
being
thank you.
said, I'm going to be extremely candid and honest.
Yeah.
First of all, you have a community board channel. I don't know if you have access to it or not, with some very knowledgeable people with some
Okay.
very, very good ideas that I think you should pay attention to more. Hold on, I'm not done. Second
Okay.
of all, I feel putting a band-aid on things constantly is not going to fix this. I've been around since day two. You're well aware of the issues that have happened prior, and it seems like it's something every single day. I think Cato is immature as hell. I think William is a walking meme at this point, and something has to be done to get this under control.
Okay.
Chilling works. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely does. Every 5 minutes, though, is very, very excessive. It's just unprofessional, bro. And you seem like you and Peach are the only professional people that I see around here from time to time.
Yeah. Um, is there anything else you wanted to say?
Well, no, I'm hoping you would address
Okay.
that.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the truth is that in terms of team members themselves, I have personally spoken to the team members, and as much as sometimes a team member might not be good for a public image, internally, I know that there have been times that these specific team members have been the only ones, and I'm talking about Platt and William, the two that you mentioned specifically, that at times where I needed them and I needed work done, they were two people that showed so much passion in this project internally and sat down with me for 3 hours, 4 hours at a time to browse through things and make sure things were correct for our community. And internally for our previous AMAs, let me tell you something, Platt was the one who internally was pushing the whole team to be fully prepared for this AMA. He was the one putting his hours of his day to write up um, a schedule of us to talk through, to have structure, to give everyone, to be pushing everyone days and days before the AMA to get them prepared. So I really value these teammates, and I feel like they're really good human beings. And as much as they might come across in a way that's not good, they have proved to me that they are of really good value to this company, and I would never want to lose them. So in that way, I understand. Second of all, the way you're saying it's unprofessional and you've been here since second day, Yeah, I was here since the first day. I bought in on the first day. I wasn't part of the team on the first day, though. I wasn't internally in the chats in the first day. That happened on day 8, day 9 of getting involved in this token. I didn't also have a voice until the second week, halfway through the second week. And after that, you can't expect a project like this to take off so quickly. As much as you say there are small things that need to be improved and there are things happening every single day internally, when we're looking at things that need priority, I would ultimately be working on bigger aspects of the project and making sure fundamentally we have the people in place to make them right and take a small hit on the shilling and people in the community talking for potentially a few days until we can approach that situation. These things can't simultaneously be attacked because we don't have a million arms to have the focus on every department. When things slack, we'll put attention to it. But as the organization grows, and like I said, we're still in our infancy. We're not even fully structured yet. We're right now we are in the intermediary phase of moving on to a full-on interface for us all to communicate and have leaders of every section and clear lines of communication. As of right now, we're having all of our groups and communications predominantly on Telegram, and that's something that's not efficient. But it's just that these things have to be attacked bit by bit. And when you have a core team of experience who need to use all of their minds on specific things like the legal aspects and varied other aspects. Like yesterday, we can't give you full information on this, but we were really brainstorming about how we can solidify the Pancake Swap situation on the V1, V2 liquidity pool stuff. And we want to be honest about everything. So we're sitting there brainstorming and using our time on topics that are urgent and the topics that the community are seeing that need to be addressed. They will be addressed, but it just can't. We're just struggling, I guess. I guess struggling is not the right word because I feel like it's just a process of transitioning into the professional body that we're aiming to be. Right now, it's community driven, and the community can see that internally, as much as we're making progress, it's not perfect. So, like right now, after the AMA, straight away to the team, I told them, I was like, from tomorrow, we're having full on structured talks. We're going to have heads of every department, proper heads, where I don't have to be, and other team members don't have to be communicating with every single person. We have a clean line of communication with people overseeing their specific people. Right now, we're having a bit of we're having an issue that there are some people being hasty and making decisions without addressing core team members, and that's of a concern to me. I don't like that happening. I don't appreciate that, and that's where there's miscommunication happening. For example, right now, I didn't know this Discord was going to happen, and I was upset that I wasn't consulted. And then my teammates are saying they're saying that Ultra is going to come online. I hadn't planned it. I didn't know anything. It hadn't been authorized by me yet. We're in this position right now, so you can see there are things that aren't perfect, but you can also see that we're a damn strong team and everything will be attacked in time. So Kai, I hope that answers your question.
Oh no, I have a couple more if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course, of
Yeah,
course.
is it safe to say the orange role is core team, or is there something more to that?
Sorry, who?
The orange role in the server, is that core team, or is there more to that?
Okay, so I don't know who that is, and
The orange role, the role that you have when you talk into the chat, it's orange. The 11 that are currently online right now, are these all core team members, or?
okay, so the orange team members. So yeah, so let me just go into the Discord chat so I can go through the names with you.
Well,
I
basically,
think it's a good
what he's
idea
saying
to.
is the admins. So everyone who's an admin, he's basically asking, is everyone who's an admin a core member, or is it simply like an admin for Discord and that's it?
Okay, so can I, before I answer that question, have a look at this list? Can I get to that list while I'm in this live chat so I can see the names on it to comment on them?
Sure. If you minimize it, then you just go over to the left. You can see every role. It goes from Bonfire to bots to moderators to support, fire starter, all the way down to villagers.
Okay. One
And
second.
also, I'm hoping you can address this, and I think I speak for everyone here. The whole V1 and V2 mess, where it was stated that, I hope I don't butcher his name. I don't even see his name right now. The Kruv guy, KRUV, had stated that that somehow you guys were going to pay $40 million worth into V2's liquidity pool. Is that
So,
true? Or
so that's not true. It hasn't come from my mouth. Can you confirm to me who said that?
I don't know his name. I don't want to. It's
If it
KRUV. Some
Krastovac. Was it
yeah,
Krastovac?
yeah. I have a
Okay.
screenshot of it.
Could you
It
just
caused a
confirm the
lot
name?
of fun.
Could you confirm the name for me, and then I'll comment on it?
That's the name. You just got it. Krustovac or whatever it is.
Okay, so
An orange roll.
yeah, so I will just confirm that is not correct information. That was not authorized to be said. If I'm being also honest, the one beginning with a K is no longer a member of the team. And the orange roll, I can't comment on that because I don't have information. But ultimately speaking, that was incorrect information. We see this is what I'm trying to tell you. I had never even had a conversation about the whales what was it? The whales putting 40 million into a
Oh
liquidity.
no. You guys were gonna fund the new liquidity pool. $40 million worth. That's exactly what was said.
So first and
I
foremost,
can link it into the community board right now if you want to look at it.
okay. Well, I completely believe you if you're saying it. I don't need you to show me. But I'll tell you right now that that's completely false and it shouldn't have been posted. I can promise you that I never ever once had a conversation about putting liquidity into this pool. It's an option, but it was never ever realistically discussed in any type of seriousness for an announcement to be made. So that is, I guess, just an apology that was posted, and it had not had my authority. It had not had any senior core team members' authority. And this is another example of the reason that the growth of this coin and the fact that we needed support and people on the team to help us on Discord and to mod chats meant that there were people put into positions that were not right for the positions. And that is an example of exactly what that is an example of that.
I think we're in a situation, I might just add to that if that's okay, Ultra. I think we're in a situation where we have a coin that is growing up quite quickly from fairly modest beginnings only a couple of weeks ago, where people said that they would help this coin move forward to a point now where we're finding that we need a much more stable board of people, of leaders who can catapult us in a better direction. And today we had a bad day at the office. We had an AMA that did not live up to our standard, and we've already found that there are a few people who are not comfortable with that to proceed, and we are very happy with that. We want to make sure that the team that we put in front of you is a team that is confident to deliver on good days and bad days. The people that you see in front of you now are the people who are here on a day that wasn't our best day, it wasn't our best foot forward, but we want to tell you that we are going to deliver for you. We know exactly what our roadmap is, and we know exactly how to do it. We had a poor day today, but we're going to have a better day tomorrow, and we want to be 100% transparent with you and let you know that yes, we do make mistakes, but we know exactly what our journey is, and we know exactly how we want to get there. There's a few things today that we didn't get to run through because we weren't quite happy with them, and if something's at 90%, that's probably not good enough for us, and we're still working through time zone challenges. We have people dispersed all over the world, and we need to really pull a lot of these things together as we move forward so that we can deliver to you the absolute best product and outcome possible.
Appreciate that. No, I am kind of aggressive. I appreciate it. I just recommend that you guys clear up this staff team, because so much FUD is not being spread by the investors, but the quote unquote core team themselves. They start this crap, not us.
Yeah, understood, and it will be paid attention to from tomorrow. I think tomorrow's a new day for us, a new start. I think today was a big wake up call for us. I just was just reading through the Discord actually, and I just picked up on a quick question on the Whitebit listing. And the truth of that, guys, is that there was a question to say, why was it so poorly planned, the Whitebit listing? And the truth is, guys, when Whitebit lists us, and it's something where we are not connected to them. We are a different entity, and until we are certain of what the tokenomics are, how it's going to work, to put our community in the correct position, we cannot officially announce it. And and Whitebit were obviously busy with other things, which meant that their announcement was also postponed. So it was just a situation where we didn't have information to tell you. We knew it was up there at that moment, but we didn't want to tell our community that it's live at that time and make a big announcement about it, because we didn't even know how we hadn't had a confirmation on how the tokenomics were going to work. So in my opinion, in that scenario, I just wanted to make sure that we had all the information, and also the other core team members wanted to make sure we had the correct information to give you, because like with other examples of other cryptocurrencies, the same thing happened with them on Whitebit. There was a lot of uncertainty, and it put a lot of investors off. So I would rather, regardless of what the tokenomics are going to be, to give you precise information and for you to be able to rely on that information. So it didn't work out as planned, guys, but we weren't in control of that. So that's an answer to that question. Kai, is there anything else you want to ask, mate?
There's quite a few people. I don't know if you have access to the community board with some really good questions. If you don't mind that I speak on behalf of them.
See, how do we want to play this? Because if there's lots of people trying to ask questions, would it be nice for the community to have you just to stay on and ask all the questions for a little bit? I don't want to stay on for too long, but or would you prefer me to give someone else an opportunity?
They're saying yes, so that's your call, not mine.
Well, yeah, let's keep you on for a bit longer, and then maybe I can switch to someone else.
Okay, sounds good. First one I see here was from Dux. Will the Q&As be hosted more often like this instead of just answering a few from chat that's being flooded during the AMA?
I think we need to do whatever the community appreciate most. So, look, I'm willing to stand up to the position. If people require me or another senior member like Andrew, who is very well known on the goings on of this project, to come on and get on regular just voice chats, informal chats, just come on and talk to the community, then we are more than happy to do that. So the answer to that question is, in terms of our AMA structure, we have it in our roadmap where we wanted to have these weekly AMAs, but not necessarily have to be serious AMAs. For us to have community AMAs where we have people on board, we talk about fun topics and actually interact with each other. So they don't necessarily have to be an AMA like that. However, we will probably put a poll out and see what works best for our community. If you guys want me to come on once a week to just have an informal chat with you guys and just talk, then I will do that every single week. If you guys want to carry on doing AMAs, but if you would prefer us to do them well planned and hold like live question answering sessions, we will do that. We will do what works best for the community. Whichever way, whatever makes you guys happy, we'll do it. For the short term, we have got our planned AMAs weekly, potentially. We want them to be weekly. We're figuring out what works better. YouTube gave us some issues today. Twitch is also working. We're trying to figure out what the best backend system is, whether it should be a Zoom or a multitude of different programs that we're testing at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna make it a good experience for you guys, and it will take a bit of time, but we'll get there.
Okay, and another one I just saw. You didn't address the V1 and V2. Are people to buy from V1 or V2? There's still quite a bit of confusion about that.
So let me just tell. So what the situation is, as you know, the ownership's renounced. So the liquidity will always remain on V1. That can't be moved. It can't be migrated. We don't have access. It's permanently there. So the way Pancake Swap are doing it is they're migrating people to V2. So it's a new liquidity. Now, for us to create for us to have transactions going through on V2 and going through at the same price as they were on V1, the V2 pool, liquidity pool would need to be funded. So it would need either community members to fund the liquidity pool for it to raise the liquidity, and obviously aided by us as a team to aiding it to build liquidity, to build the price. It would be something that people who knew how to deal with the situation would get involved with. I wouldn't want any newbies getting involved because it's something that takes a lot of thought about adding liquidity. You have to pair it with BNB. You also have to think about things like impermanent loss. So through the V2 pool, that is a way. And then once it's funded, slowly as people transact and the transaction fees keep accumulating, the liquidity will also accumulate and the price will also stabilize. However, it's not really an ideal route for. So ideally, our liquidity is on V1, so we want to try and keep using. So the plan is so sorry to answer the question. Right now, you should be using V1. It has the most liquidity and the correct liquidity, and you can, as much as it gives you the warning sign, you should use it because you're getting the best value for your Bonfire tokens on the V1 platform. But ultimately, what we want to do and what we're in discussions to try and arrange is to have a company with a router to the V1 liquidity pool, and for that to be placed directly on our website where we no longer have to use Pancake Swap and there no longer has to be a confusion between new members having to pick V2 and V1. Members will just be directed to our website, which will be so much easier, and there would be an integrated little swap mechanism, and you would be able to just directly do it from our website. It'll be a much more seamless process, much less confusion, and we're trying to work on getting that done as soon as possible. So does that answer the question?
Yeah, absolutely. And then one more, and then you can boot me off because people are visibly getting frustrated for whatever reason. About the app preview that was promised today, when can we expect that?
Yep. So this is the thing with the app review. So it looks incredible. I saw it for the first time a few days ago, and honestly, I can tell you I was amazed. What we've been able to create in a few days is great. And today's issue with us not being prepared and not testing the video playing and just having issues meant that it just didn't come out on the AMA, and it wasn't shown, and it was very upsetting because it would have been lovely for the community to see that. After the AMA, it was said that it was going to be posted and screenshots or the video will be posted in socials. Now, that hasn't been done. All I can say to you is it will be. Today was the day where you were getting images of.
I might just hold you up for a moment. So I think you're taking too much in that perspective. We were using Zoom, and the person who was actually pushing Zoom out, that Zoom application crashed for them. That was something that no one could help. It's happened probably to all of us. We're in the middle of work doing something, and an application crashed on us. We had 4,000 people watching us work at the time, which probably didn't help. But that wasn't your fault. It wasn't the team fault. We had a technical problem where Zoom crashed, and that meant that we weren't feeding anything out. We had a setup so that we could actually run that video as a share attached to that particular Zoom. So we had that organized, how we were going to process that. We had to change. We went from there into Google Meet. The person who actually had the Google Meet then established wasn't the person who had the video, and it was set that only the host could do the screen share. So that's why there was a pause at the end there. So it was really a situation where we had a Zoom crash on us, and from that perspective, we couldn't get it restarted again. We tried to change. So I know that Ultra, you were sort of saying, we could have done that better, we could have planned that better. I'd probably say that we will transparently take on our shoulders when we get things wrong. That one was just one of those times where we were using a piece of software that just did not work, and it happened today. It won't be the first team it's happened to. It won't be the first time someone walks into a boardroom to do a presentation and their laptop battery's empty. That's what happened there, and unfortunately we couldn't show the video because the person hosting the Google Meet that we very quickly set up to take place of the Zoom, didn't have that right to do so. So we will put that up again as you know, as I'm sure you want to see it, because it is a beautiful product. I just thought, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Ultra, but you were taking responsibility there for something that I just don't think was in our hands at that time.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that. So yeah, ultimately, Kai, I think I guess any minute now, you guys should be able to see screen shares, and yeah, they will be released straight away because we've got them. There's nothing to prepare; they're ready to show. So I don't see why they shouldn't be out there ready, or if not, be getting released very soon.
Learned about Bonfire about 3 weeks to a month ago, and I was a community team member like all of you. I was not a team member, but I was a member of the community, and I bought Bonfire, and you know, slowly enough, quickly, I guess actually pretty quickly in the end, I got. I mean, it's up to you, but you can go to the recruitment proposal section of the support, and you can still find my application. We're all so many people on this team: Ultra, Andrew, Nathan. You know, we were brought on as community members to start with. We come from, I think, humble backgrounds, and if you want to know how much Bonfire I have under 10 billion. There are many people with a lot more than me. And I put in a small amount because it's what I can afford, and there's nothing less to say about that. We started out as community members, and we've evolved into this team now of many different people from many different backgrounds and many different specializations, and we are trying to all come together and fit the puzzle pieces where they fit, and that just takes time, like Andrew said. Like he said, 200 plus thousand people in 3 weeks. That is incredible, and everybody here should be proud of that, because really, it is not the work of just the team. It is, I would even say that the majority of the work is probably in the community, because so much is spread through word of mouth. But just, you know, so many people think that. I think it's a common misconception that people think that we have these large pockets, but I mean, I don't. I'm sitting at about 9 billion, if you want to know the exact amount. That's how much I have, and it could be a lot more, but I'm satisfied with working on this project because I believe in it. I believe in this project. I was just like all of you guys once. I had questions about rug pulling. I had questions about fraudulent behavior, and it's so hard to know what goes behind the scenes when you're not actively there behind the scenes. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I was in for an absolute treat when I went behind the scenes and saw just how real this project was and how dedicated everybody is to it. And, you know, it was really, for me at that moment, a wake-up call. And I've obviously evolved. I've come a long way since then. Because now I'm very active and I'm on the team, and I try to be as active on Discord as possible. But you know, life is busy, and behind the scenes stuff takes a lot of time. But you know, all that fear that I think anybody has here about us having a lot of money, about this being a rug pull, a fraudulent situation, we were all community team members like you guys, and then we were brought onto it, right? So. And now look at us, Andrew, Madmind, me. We're on the core team. If anybody would have ludicrous amounts of money, you know, it would be us. And some team members, you know, may have, but it's you know, that's because they chose to invest that kind of money. But this is not an organized effort or some grand scheme to rug pull or some grand scheme to fill our pockets, because that's not what the core of this project is about. That's not what we are here to do. We are here to build the best product that we can. We want to rival major corporations out there. And yeah, that is ambitious. It's one thing for a company to have a product that people will like, for people to enjoy, that gives it value, right? When you start talking about challenging major corporations that exist in today's society, that it takes it to a whole new level, and that is the ball game we are playing here behind the scenes. We are playing chess with fate on that. We are daring enough and ambitious enough to push through that, but it takes time, right? I mean, was Facebook made in 3 weeks? No. was PayPal made in 3 weeks? No. Nothing that is a mega corporation or a really serious power in the economic world was made in 3 weeks. It just isn't possible. It takes time, and we made a mistake. We probably will make more, but we at every step of the way are going to reevaluate, analyze what went wrong, and find the solution to fix it. And that is what's important. I have this belief in general that I've said it before for anyone here that missed it, but I think it still applies. It's not about mitigating every single risk. It's not about preventing every single catastrophe or error or every problem that might occur, because it's impossible. We're all human beings and we all make mistakes, and corporations take time to build. But it's about how you address them. It's about how you answer them, and it's about how you recover and just get right back right where you started before you got pushed back. And I mean, look at any major corporation that exists. They had ups and downs at many stages of the way, and it was all about how they chose to handle it. What was the best decision going forward after making that said error? And that is what we are doing here, guys. We are looking at what went wrong, and we are going to fix it, because this is a very serious team with very competent people. Andrew and Nathan here are two of the smartest people I've met, and very well accomplished. And there are many, many more like that on our team. And we are not going to let this, what happened today, hold us back at all. So, Andrew, I wasn't sure. Is there any more you'd like to say, or were you going to head out?
Right. Thanks for that update there. That's really appreciated, and I can hear that you're speaking from the heart. I know we've got work to do, and we're going to do that. I've got Hayden who has a question, so I'm going to bring him onto the podium to ask that now. Okay, do we have you there, Hayden? I can just see someone on the other end scrambling to try and connect up his microphone and work out what's going on. Okay, in that case, I might just have a look at the channel there and see if there's anybody else with questions in the channel.
Yeah, looks like your mic's working, Nathan.
Okay, I was reading the white paper, and I had a few questions regarding the white paper. So for the Firestarter Launchpad, it says from it, Firestarter Launchpad we built to make it easy for top-tier projects.
And just while I'm having a flick through a few of the questions in the channel. Oh, here we go. I think we've got Hayden on.
Okay, so what you say about the Firestarter Launchpad is like it will be built to make it easy for top-tier projects and all that. So about this, are you guys planning on making something similar to an exchange to help other coins join the smart chain? If that's the case, what would the tiers of amounts of us holding benefit us? Because it says like Bonfire holders will slot into tiers based on their holdings. Like,
yeah, sure. Look, we don't have an exchange per se currently in our roadmap. We do think that that is something that we will integrate into the platform that we are generating. So there is definitely an ambition for that, but it's not currently in our roadmap. We think that there's going to be a number of things that we attach to and that can create benefit from the platform that we're creating around a decentralized social crypto marketplace. Being able to look at what people are buying, what people want to put up on their dashboard as what they're holding, being able to look at different NFTs and things like that, what different things people have purchased and sold. So there's quite an arrangement of different things that we want to bring to the market there. Not everything that we're going to do is in the roadmap, by the way. The roadmap are the things that we feel comfortable committing to. We've got some confidence from a financial perspective and some backing into the corporation to be able to do a few different things. So we're pretty confident that we can do more than what we've said. But then in saying that, we wouldn't put that on paper, because that would probably be irresponsible, because the first and most primary thing is to do what's on paper, and that's the most important aspect. But when you look at building something like what we're looking at building, the reason I call it a platform and not a product is because, exactly as you just said, we do want to welcome in other items, other elements, and at the end of the day, if all we want to do is build out an exchange like competitive companies to us, we kind of feel comfortable that there's a lot of really good exchanges out there. So we sort of feel like it would make more sense to build something that could have an exchange or an exchange element as a value add, rather than the main piece of the pie. So what I might do is I might finish the chat just now. I think it's been good to have this conversation and try and be open and transparent with people today. Again, we know it's not our best day, and we have said that, and we know that to earn some credibility back, some trust back, we need to do a few things, and we've already identified a few of those things. But I'm always around in the Discord. I always make it, a certainty that I message anyone back who messages me. If you've got something to say, if it's positive, fantastic. If it's constructive, sometimes that's even better. We want to learn from our community. We want to learn from our mistakes, and that's how we will have a better day tomorrow. So I might sign off on that one, and if any other of my colleagues on the podium would like to say a final remark, that would also be appreciated.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, so today was not our best day, everybody. And to conclude, we're just humans like you guys, but we are very, very ambitious people, very talented people, and we are going to now, from this point on, move forward and readjust accordingly. And nothing has changed. Even though there's a price dip at certain times or a price increase, nothing is changing behind the scenes. We're always working hard, and now we have to readjust, and that's what we'll do. And I really hope that for many of you, this was the AMA that you wanted. That's kind of what this has turned into, and I hope that this solves many of your questions and many of your problems. We got a lot of really, really good questions today, very important ones to ask, and we hope, I hope personally that you guys are satisfied and see from our perspective, how it went wrong, what went wrong, and I that we are determined now to fix this. So thank you so much to everybody who has sticked around this long. We've definitely been going into overtime here, but we are trying to show you guys that transparency is key here. We as a company, the last thing we want is to hurt investors' opinion of us, right? That means, because this is once again a very serious project, and the last thing we want is to reflect poorly in any fashion possible. But errors are inevitable. But we are going to readjust and move forward. So thank you everybody that's here. Really really appreciate it, and giving us the time to say our pieces. Really is appreciated, and we hope that this transparency and our willingness to come out here after a mistake just shows you guys how dedicated we are. I mean, I had work I was supposed to do for the last 3 hours, but I've put it aside, because to me this is way more important than that. And our transparency and willingness to answer direct questions, address where we went wrong, and then fix the problem is what I feel makes us special, and I hope that you guys all feel the same way. So thank you so much. And I'm not sure if Nathan wants to say anything, but I will conclude there.
Yeah, basically, I'm currently ending the chat. So I do agree with what you said. We're working really hard at the moment to make Bonfire the proud investment that you guys want. So just bear
Great,
with
thank
me.
you, Merlin, and
Yeah,
Nathan, and thank you, Ultra, also for jumping into this conversation. Obviously, it started with another staff member who jumped in while we were busy in the background making notes and preparing, and Ultra said, I've got to get in there, I've got to jump in there. So thank you to him. So we'll jump out now. We will keep you in touch. We will keep you informed. We will definitely be coming back to you very soon. We're not going to wait too much time. We know that yourselves and particularly the other 259,000 people who aren't in the room today, want to see what we're doing, and we'll make sure of that. Thank you, Merlin.
Yeah, just to conclude on that, Ultra guys, he's really a special person. He's a man who has, he's deeply ethical and moral, and he has very strong obligations to that moral code, and he's a very good person. And behind the scenes, his passion, what you guys saw here is that's the guy we see behind the scenes. That's Ultra. Really the core of him, and he's a wonderful person, and I'm so excited to be on this project with him, and I'm so excited to be working with Mad and Andrew and every other person of this team. So I think with that, we'll go on ahead and wrap up. But thank you once again to everybody for staying here and listening to us, because it means so much. And we hope that you got your questions answered, and that this at least shined a light on what went wrong today. So thank you to everybody. And we'll go on ahead and end on that note.